Hello, and welcome to this course intro video for Life Sciences 11. Today, I am your teacher, Mr. Kuchma. You can think of me more as a guide, maybe like Gandalf the Grey, to get you through this course. I'm excited to be teaching this course. When I went to university, my major was in biology, so it's definitely a passion of mine. I'm excited to be able to teach it to online students this year. So at the very top of your course page, there is a course intro video. This is actually the old one from last year. So there you can see me in a different shirt. Today I'm wearing a green shirt, matching the theme of biology. And this is designed to help you get introduced to the course. Maybe this is the first online course you've ever taken. I want to be able to welcome you, show you how it works, hopefully answer all the questions you might have, and get you set up. So for starters, all of my contact information is right here. So you're able to send me an email. I strive to reply to emails by the end of the next business day. Sometimes I'll reply to them a lot quicker than that, and there are times where it'll take me longer than that based on, I know that like right now, I think I've got 206 emails. Yay. So at the beginning of the school year, it's just crazy and things are a little bit nuts. I was away. We just had a new daughter born into the world a couple weeks ago. So now I've got 4, 2 boys and 2 girls. Really exciting. So anyway, normally my emails I'm pretty quick to get back. This year, all of my office hours are going to be through Zoom. So if you are a student that's new, then it's great. You know that you can contact me through Zoom. But students from last year, we were using Skype. And there's a couple things. Zoom has been updated, so there's a much more strong connection. And they've updated a few of the features that I really like that are better than Skype. So I've changed to now be using Zoom. And once you've downloaded the app, you can add me through my akushmatonlineschool.ca email. And this week, I just have Thursday and Friday from 3 to 5. This is the first week that I'm back to teaching, September 10th. But I'll have my regular hours here, and you can always come and check them out. My hours are first come, first serve, and you just message me during my hours through Zoom, and we can go from there. You are required to complete an introductory Zoom meeting with me to get your course started. You can bring parents, like it says there, or anyone that's going to be helping you. If you've got like a TA or a tutor, I can meet all of you at the same time. But otherwise, just pop in and we can chat. You can get to know me a little bit more. I can definitely get to know you, match your face to the name, and answer your questions, and so on and so forth. I'm not going to go through all of the policies and procedures, but it is important for you to go through and read them all. Just tell your coursework is, how I do not want any plagiarism in the course, the mandatory Zoom meeting, how the course is graded. You'll find where all the weights are, so that you know how things are weighted that way. How the course notes are, the tests, quizzes. You might get popped out of the course if you're inactive for too long. Final exams, all that kind of stuff. So if I go back to the course page. In the course, I do not actually make all of the lessons. I've got a great, awesome resource of online videos that I've put together. And so if you take a look at the video resources, there's Crash Course, Mr. Anderson, and Amoeba Sisters. The 2 most popular are definitely the Mr. Anderson videos and the Amoeba Sister videos. I personally probably like the Amoeba Sister videos the best, but they don't have all of the ones that I would need, which is a little bit of a bummer, but that's okay. You'll be able to watch them and take a look at how everything is laid out. Submitting your work. So you can submit your work either through Microsoft Word or through PDFs. Most students these days do scanning and through PDF. It's definitely my preferred method of marking. And you can actually just use your phone to use an app called Cam Scanner, and it'll download. So if you click into here, I'm already giving you your first piece of homework. You've got to go and watch these 2 videos. They only take like 2 minutes, but if you ever can't submit something because it's too large, you can compress it, and there's a video on that. And if you're wanting to learn how to use Cam Scanner, there's a video on that too. So these are really helpful videos with how to just submit work. Hopefully you have a printer and a scanner disposable to yourself they're able to use. And there we go. This introduction, I'm not going to go through all of this because I'm literally just going to be showing it to you via video here. But you can read through how the course actually works and the different steps moving forward. This is a course. If I actually open up a new tab here, and if you go to the BC curriculum website, this is where they outline the information that a course will have. So if you take a look at Life Sciences 11, it's actually very, very heavily evolution focused. So one of the big ideas is that evolution occurs at the population level. And I would consider myself a biologist. I've studied biology a lot, but I don't agree with the statement that evolution occurs at the population level. I do believe in certain aspects of evolution, and a little bit more about that. But there's lots of evolution that is talked about in this course, and I want to let you know that I'll be coming at it from a Christian worldview using biblical texts to highlight where I think that the world came from and where life came from. And so you can watch this, another intro, so Mr. Kuchman's Intro to Life Sciences 11. This is another video that just kind of explains a little bit of what my thoughts are on that. And you'll notice that at the end of a lesson, I will have a Christian content connection video that I want you to watch that goes through that take on it. So how an actual chapter works is what we talk about next. So there are notes, there are assignments, and there are tests. And then there's also activities, which are really fun. I'll talk about those afterwards. But this course has 5 chapters. There's taxonomy, there's evolution, there's microbiology, macrobiology, and biological processes. So in the start of a chapter, you need to take notes. And you can either choose to take notes online, and you can open up the Microsoft Word document. If you open this up, this is going to be the same for the assignments as well. But if you hit Enable Editing, you can take notes in here. If you wish, you can make definitions for your notes. I didn't even spell that right, did I? Nope, I didn't. Key in there somewhere. Yep. And you can put your name and your date on this. So this is an important thing. If you don't want to do it online, you also have the opportunity of printing these off and doing it like that. And if you're even more old school and you're like, no, I've got a notebook and I want to do it that way, you're also able to do that. As long as you are taking notes and you're following my requirements, then that is completely fine with me. So I'm going to show you what that looks like. When you complete them, you hand them into your taxonomy notes hand-in box. So this is where the grades come in, and I want to see that students are completing a number of things. So I'm actually going to skip ahead to the hand-in, and I'm going to show you that there are 4 marks for simply taking notes based on the lesson videos. Okay, I just want to see that you're writing down things that you find that are important. You also need to include visual content in your notes. So there are 3 marks for, writing down pictures, diagrams, maybe a formula, illustrations, whatever it ends up being. And you can do this through a screenshot if you're doing it online, or you can draw it out if you're pretty artistic. That's amazing. You also need to list and define the vocab. So you can do this throughout them. However you define the vocab, just make sure that you're like highlighting or bolding. Let me know that this is a vocab, so you can either have a separate page that has all your vocab on it, or if you're writing them out throughout your notes, just make them stand out so that I can see that you've listed them. That way I can easily find them. Why are these the things that I want you to focus on? because on the final exam, and for the tests for that matter, you are going to need to know and understand the vocabulary from the course, and you're going to need to be able to know and understand and describe, diagrams and pictures from the course. So that is why I want you to do these in your notes. I don't want you to leave them out because you do need to know all of that for when tests and the final exam come in. So how does these notes work? Well, like I said, you print off your notes and then you can go through and watch the lesson. This very first one is a crash course video, so you can take a look at this video. I'm going to pause it. I'm not going to go through the whole thing. But hopefully his enthusiasm is contagious. I feel like I'm quite as enthused as he is. If you go to chapter or lesson 2, you'll see it's not a crash course video. Instead, this is Mr. Anderson. He is awarded in the States for his science stuff, so he's awesome. So he's the other guy, and you can go through there. There are assignments and different things as you go throughout the course as well. The very first thing that I made is a little taxonomy challenge. It's just designed to be a little fun introduction to the course. So I've actually just listed 3 animals, and you have to try and, as best as you can, go through and list the domain, kingdom, phylum, class, family, genus, and binomial name as you go throughout. And you're able to use Google. You can do whatever you want to try to figure out these. But I did a huge project in university on this dolphin. I ate these on a trip to Mexico once upon a time. And even though these are so evasive, I actually saw one of these one summer when I was doing forestry work. So I thought it'd be fun to get you guys to try to do that. And then on the back, there's some quick questions for you to answer as well. So this is the first little fun challenge to get started. And then each chapter will have an assignment. So how the assignment works, it's a little bit different, is that you need to indicate what grade you're going to get, like you're hoping to get in the course. And then it's split into 2 parts. Part 1 is a part that you can use your notes for in order to help you answer these questions. And then part 2 is to test your memory, and you're supposed to use no additional help to answer any of these questions. So please try to stick to that. This is how I'm able to see if you're ready to write the test, because the tests are where the actual bulk of your mark comes from, and I want to see if you are ready for it. So in the top, you're indicating the grade that you're aiming to get, and I use this indicator to find out if you're ready to write the test or not. So if you are trying to get a B and you only get half the questions right, I'm going to want you to do corrections before moving forward and doing the test, because I don't want you to get 50% on the test and be bummed out about that. So the assignments are a check of your understanding to see if you're ready for the test. These are pass or fail until you pass. So they're actually designed as free marks. I want to just give you the ability to redo them so that if you are trying to get that high mark, you totally have the potential to do it. If you go ahead and get 100% on the first time, that's awesome, and you're good to go. If you have questions about this, you can obviously ask me when we meet for your introductory Zoom meeting. Once the assignment has been submitted, it's been marked, then you go into the test. Now, I want to quickly let you know for chapter 1 that in order to get activated in the course, you'll probably hear that word activated a couple times as you are getting started in the course. Getting activated is very important. And in order to get activated in this course in particular, you have to complete the taxonomy notes. So that is what will indicate to me that you've learned enough, you've completed something, and then you can move forward in the course. So that is important. And I didn't really show this to you, but if you actually click onto the hand-in box, there is a add submission box at the bottom. This is where you get to submit your work, and this is also where you are going to get feedback from me and my marking team. I've got some markers that let me mark assignments when you are completing work. So if I had added a submission, I'm going to scroll down, and you can actually just drag and drop a document in here. This is a Word doc, but I also have a PDF here. Boom, you can get it in. So that's great. And if you want to instead, you can just click here and you can upload a file and submit it all in there. So you can see there's a 5 megabyte maximum, which is why you may need to compress files every once in a while. Hit save changes once you're done. And then that is pretty much how submitting work goes. If I go back to the course page again, once you've gotten a mark, you can click on this to find the feedback for what you submitted. And you're able to click here and actually look at all of the, I'm putting my finger, with my mouse, with the grades, and you can find out how you're doing in the course as you get started. Note that your grades will probably change a lot over the course of the year, so don't get too worried at the beginning. So once the assignment has been completed, then the taxonomy chapter test will open. The chapter tests are a mixture of multiple choice, true and false, short answer, and long answer. Some of the chapters, so even chapter 2 is a much longer chapter on the evolution, variation, and natural selection. So if you take a look, there's actually 2 parts to this test. There is a bunch of multiple choice, true and false, and short answer questions. And then there's actually a separate long answer section. So you print off the written section, and then the questions to these, it doesn't show, but they're on the test online. So you fill them out, and this is for an additional, I think, 12 marks. 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, 10, 11, 12. So an additional 12 marks for that. And it's separate from the other part of the test. Now let's get to talk about the activities. So the activities are the part of the course that I'm actually the most excited about because you actually get to do fun stuff. So for instance, the very first thing that you have to do is a field trip. Now, obviously, I designed this a little while ago before COVID. So it was super exciting at that point. With COVID, there's a few regulations that we want to make sure are in place for you to do a field trip. I still want you to do a field trip, but if you're not comfortable going out and doing one in a regional park or something like that, you can instead do your field trip virtually. There's a lot of virtual ones that you can do, and that's fine. So I just wanted to let you know about that. In addition, if you go after chapter 1, you're going to learn how to look at scientific journals. So you're going to learn about citations, particularly APA citations, which are science citations. So that's an important thing that you learn about. After the microbiology lab, there is microbiology chapter, there is a lab where you get to grow bacteria, and you need to have agar for this. So you actually have to make a couple small purchases for this section, and you're going to need a camera to take pictures of yourself doing the lab as well. If I show the next one after macrobiology is another lab, and you have to do a biodiversity plot, which is fun. So you get to go and take a look at the biodiversity around your area. And then finally, after the last chapter on biological processes, there is an inquiry project. All these activities have like videos and lessons to actually show you how to do them. So they should be pretty straightforward. But if you do have questions, you can ask them to me in the introductory Zoom meeting. So that's basically it. I'm really excited to get to be your teacher. This is definitely a course that I love to teach. If you can, come and meet me on Zoom as soon as you can so that I can meet you, I can get you started, I can answer your questions. But until then, have a great day, and I will see you soon. Bye.